Dear all, good afternoon. Dear graduates, dear parents and colleagues, welcome to Global Training's annual information session about the professional qualifications that you can study with us for a successful career in the financial services sector. Let me first of all introduce myself. I'm Odysseas Christodoulou. I'm the CEO of Global Training, and I'm proud to be part of this organization since 1991. Global Training is an international professional training organization affiliated with the University of Nicosia. Today, we are one of the global leading professional training organizations for the financial sector. During the last 29 years, we have trained thousands of accountants, auditors, bankers, investment analysts, internal auditors, cost and management accountants, stockbrokers, and other professionals who are now pursuing a successful career in the financial sector and in all other sectors of the economy. We are confident that we have had a high contribution in shaping the profession of accountants and the financial sector in the countries where we operate. We are an award-winning organization with graduates who are now presidents, CEOs, directors, partners, and CFOs of many organizations and listed companies in Cyprus, Greece, Romania, and the region, and some of the big financial centers like New York and London. We have 5 centers in 3 countries. 2 centers in Cyprus. In Nicosia, our center is in the main campus of the University of Nicosia. And in Limassol, our center is in the Invictus building in Mesagidounia. In Greece, we have a model center in Athens, very close to Holargos metro station. And in Bucharest, Romania, our center is 3 minutes walk from Rojavesti metro station in the center of Bucharest. It is also important to note at this stage that since 2011, we have set up an innovative online center, and we are among the global leaders in online education with hundreds of online clients and students from all over the world. We are often associated with the major corporate clients in the world, and we often call our students clients because the majority are busy professionals. We always give them top quality service, and we do our very best to meet their needs. Our clients include top corporate clients such as KPMG, Deloitte, PwC, EY, major investment banks, and other international firms and listed companies. Our team is comprised of a highly experienced, award-winning lecturing team of more than 100 full-time and part-time lecturers, and a competent, friendly, and professional administration team willing to support and help all of our students and clients. We use the best study materials which are prepared by our lecturers and our long-standing collaborators, Kaplan, in the UK. We offer a variety of courses, and we give our students maximum flexibility. We give various study options like classroom courses, full-time, part-time, and weekend courses, online, live online, and recorded lectures, and blended hybrid courses, which include both online and classroom teaching. I would like to conclude by welcoming you again, and I want to convey a very clear message that we care about our students and that we deliver what we promise. We need only one thing from you. We need your commitment. I hope to see you in class. I would like now to invite my colleague Antonia Solomou, Head of Student and Client Services at the University of Nicosia, who is going to talk about the Cfa Qualification.
Thank you, Odysseas. Hello, everyone. As Odissea said, my name is Antonia Solomou, and I am the head of student and client relations at Global Training over the last 12 years, and also principal lecturer at the college here. In addition, I am in charge of the Cfa Qualification, for which I will give a brief overview. ACCA is the world's leading body of professional accountants, with 219,000 members and 527,000 students in more than 180 countries. In fact, more than 90% of the employers worldwide say that ACCA is a world-class organization. But how can someone become an ACCA member? As it can be seen from the diagram, in order for anyone to qualify, 3 things are needed, or 3 E's are needed: exams, experience, and of course the ethics and professional skills module. More specifically, in order for anyone to qualify, it must pass 13 papers in total. Also, it must complete the ethics and professional skills module, and it also needs to gain 3 years relevant working experience. And after qualifying, the world is full of opportunities. In fact, as soon as the ACCA journey finishes, the career path can take any direction, with open doors to the best, most interesting and rewarding roles all over the world. You can become an accountant, you can become a financial analyst, you can become an auditor, you can become a bank executive, a top civil servant, you can become a lecturer, you can become anything you wish. ACCA is your key to success. But how can we, as Global Training, help you throughout this journey? As Mr. Odissea has mentioned before, Global Training has been training professionals for more than 25 years in a unique training environment, using the most experienced lecturing team and a caring and dedicated student support team. In addition, we managed to offer our students maximum flexibility, especially as regards the modes of delivery for our different programs. As a result of all of this, it's not surprising that Global Training has managed to become the ACCA Platinum Center, with its pass rates being constantly above the average. So everyone, aim for the stars and trust us to take you there. Thank you for your attention. And now my colleague, Ms. Stephanie Giannaki, will continue, which is manager here at Global Training, by elaborating more on the ACA and the Cfa qualifications. Stephanie?
Thank you, Antonia, for the great presentation and information on the ACCA. So let me introduce myself. My name is Stephanie Giannaki. I am an ACA qualified chartered accountant and a principal lecturer here at Global Training. Today, I'm very excited to talk to you about 2 of our qualifications, the ACA and the CFA. So let's start with some insights about the ACA qualification. As most of you may know, this is a qualification offered by the globally recognized Institute of Chartered Accountants in England and Wales. You will need approximately 3 years to become qualified, and let's go through the structure to understand what it takes to become an ACA. First of all, you will need to have passed the 15 modules of the ACA qualification, which are both theoretical and numerical. There is a balance between the topics such as accounting, audit, taxation, and finance. I personally love the numbers, so that's why I'm teaching the taxation and the finance papers. Additionally, you will need 450 days of practical work experience, passed through your ethics module to become an ACA professional. And when you get the qualification, what you will do? What do ACAs do? Do you just record the accounting information in the systems? Well, the answer will be no. You will lead audit teams, review and analyze information, offer professional advice through consultation, could be both simplex but complex matters, either in reporting, taxation, investments. As you may understand, you will have a variety of knowledge. So that will be translated to a variety of opportunities. At this point, I would like to share with you my own experience so you can understand what you can really accomplish by having the Aca qualification. I have been qualified as a trainee in a Big Four audit firm here in Cyprus. I was working as audit senior for both local and offshore companies, and also be involved in due diligence projects over where we were evaluating the volume and the value of underperforming loans for the banks. Then I got a transfer in the UK, where I was mostly involved in secondments for both the banking and the insurance industry. There we were performing internal audits for the controls of leasing subsidiaries and also establishing appropriate methodologies of how to evaluate investments. However, as my passion is teaching, here I am today at Global Training, trying to incorporate all that knowledge that I have since my experience in the profession through my lectures. As you can see on your screen, I have already ticked 3 out of the 4 boxes. So that could be your career or having a more successful career. And how you can achieve that by coming and study with us at Global Training. As you can see here, there is a relationship between 4 collaborating parties. The ICW will set your exams. Frequently, they update the syllabus and they're trying to incorporate economic developments such as GDPR topics, data analytics. Your employer, with whom you will have a training contract, will offer you, could offer you also a sponsorship and pay for your fees, and also sign off for your work experience. At Global Training, our highly experienced lecturers, they will give you all the guidance that you need and support on how to develop your study skills, exam techniques, practice. And obviously, you will need to put your own input and effort to get this qualification. I really hope that the information I gave you today are helpful and that you consider the Aca qualification to help you go come closer to one of your goals. Let me move now to the Cfa qualification and talk to you about a different field. So, the Cfa qualification, which stands for the Chartered Financial Analyst, is offered internationally by the American-based Cfa Institute and is widely considered as the gold standard in the field of investment analysis. You will need about 4 years of work experience to become qualified and strong discipline and lots of study. Let me guide you through the structure of the Cfa qualification. There are 3 exams for the Cfa, and there are common modules such as financial analysis, reporting, economics, corporate finance, and ethics. Through the first level, you will be examining on the tools that are applied for the assets valuation. On the second level, how to apply these tools, whereas for the third one, how to manage the investment portfolios. So somebody could say, if this is a very difficult qualification, why go through it and study to become a Cfa? Students and graduates have mentioned that having the Cfa qualification offered them the career development that they were looking for. It's an interesting fact that Cfa qualified after 12 months of obtaining this qualification, they have seen an increase on their salaries of about 47%, which is quite impressive. Others, though, are focusing on the competencies that they get from this qualification. For example, seeing the numbers and analyzing them, telling the story behind them, evaluate an asset portfolio, and more importantly, answer to the question, how much does this portfolio is worth? It's quite satisfactory. So the statistics show that there are quite a variety of career prospects for a CFA holder. That could be, for example, an investment manager or a consultant, or being involved in the research, banking, or even hedging industry. Projects for CFAs could be the liquidation of business, the valuation of investment portfolios, and how to increase the profitability of these portfolios. How you can achieve to become a CFA charter holder with study at Global Training. We are really proud to provide to our students the Schreiser material, which are the official CFA study material. All our students get access to online platforms with ebooks, videos, MOOCs. Our lecturing team has more than 10 to 20 years of experience, and that experience is very useful when you're trying to understand the CFA concepts in order to apply them on real case scenarios. We offer courses for all three levels of the exams in both ground-based, blogs, and live online sessions. I really hope that you consider this prestige qualification and that you make an investment for your career. Let me now pass it on to my colleague Vasilis Monoyos, who will talk to you about the Cia qualification. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. Hello, I am Vasilis Monoyos, Global Training Lecturer for the CIA Preparation course, the Professional Certification of Internal Auditing. I'm delighted to join you today to share with you our approach regarding the CIA program. So, why CIA? I will emphasize two major reasons. The first reason is that the CIA is the only globally recognized internal audit certification. It is awarded by the IIA, the Institute of Internal Auditors, a very reputable global institution. The IIA is the internal audit profession's global voice. IIA has over 200,000 members in 170 countries, and most of them are already certified. Some short information about the CIA exam. CIA program consists of 3 parts. The exams are based on multiple choice questions, and the target for completion is 18 months on average. In other words, let's say 1 part every semester. The second reason to choose CIA is the employability options of the CIA holder. In practice, CIA is a passport for many related professions, not only internal auditing. For example, risk management, compliance, corporate governance, internal controls, IT security, and information technology. Now let's continue with why trust global training for the preparation of the CIA exam. Again, I will mention 3 basic reasons. First, it is the consistency of global training. We are delivering CIA courses for almost 20 years continuously. We are proud to announce that hundreds of professionals have trusted us and succeeded during all these years. Second, it's the experience of our lecturers. We have significant experience not only as lecturers with thousands of lecturing hours, but also we have significant experience in the field. Personally, I have almost 20 years of experience in internal auditing, including roles like Chief Audit Executive, Internal Audit Consultant, and Audit Committee member. The third reason for trusting us is our approach. We guarantee the adequate syllabus coverage. In numbers, this is over 130 tuition hours for the 3 parts. We include extensive practice exams during our lectures. We emphasize to real case scenarios because we believe that they add significant value to your effort. And finally, because we are continuously available with ongoing support during and after the lectures. So we aim to a lasting relationship based on the mutual communication of both parties. It is obvious that choosing a professional certification like the CIA is an investment in your future. We are here to help you in your decision. So should you need any further information, we will be happy to assist you. Think about CIA seriously. Thank you very much for your time and for your kind attention. And now I will introduce you to Mr. Christos Stefanopoulos, Principal Lecturer in Global Training, who will provide useful information for another very useful professional certification, CMA. Christos.
Thank you, Vasilis. Hello, everyone. My name is Christos Stefanopoulos, and I'm a principal lecturer at Global Training at the Athens Center. I have been teaching since 2003, and my area of expertise is management accounting and finance. One of the qualifications it is about is the CMA. So, CMA stands for Certified Management Accountant, and it's provided by the Institute of Management Accountants, a US-based association which was founded 100 years before. Currently, has more than 140,000 members and 80,000 of CMA students in more than 150 countries. The Institute has reported a rapid growth during the recent years. More specifically, 32% more students every year. 32% more students. This is impressive growth. And I think one of the reasons for that growth is the expansion of CMA to China and the Middle East. Surprisingly, Europe is a new market for CMA. It represents a small percentage of total CMA students, but this is a huge opportunity for the future. That's why the Institute has decided to invest heavily in the European market. So let's talk now about the CMA structure and exams. First of all, in order to get registered as CMA student, you need to hold a bachelor degree or a relevant professional qualification. Then you have to pass these two exams, part 1 and part 2, but you have 3 years maximum time in order to do that. So we have a time limit. Finally, you have to prove that you possess at least 2 years of relevant professional experience in the fields of management accounting and finance, but you can complete this requirement even after the completion of the exam. You can see in this slide the two parts, financial planning, performance, and analytics, the part 1, and the part 2, strategic financial management. You can see the detailed areas that are covered in each part and the weighting of each area in the real exam. I can tell you in general that the first part is mainly focused on management accounting. The second part is focused on financial management. The exams are computer-based, on demand. That means you choose the date of your exam within 3 specific exam windows. The duration of the exam is 4 hours, and the pass mark is 72%. Okay, this is a high pass mark, but I can assure you that if you are prepared and determined, you are going to pass the exam for sure, because the questions are straightforward. They are not tricky questions. You can take the exams in any order. You can start from part 1, from part 2, or you can even take both parts during the same exam window. So theoretically, you can complete the exams within a few months, but of course, this is not easy. It's not the usual case. Usually, you need 1 year, 1.5 years, something like that, in order to complete the exams. So let's talk now about the benefits of CMA. Why to choose the CMA qualification? The CMA is a highly accredited and internationally recognized qualification that really boosts your career and your earnings potential. You can complete it quickly. It's only 2 exams. And it's very suitable for finance professionals working as CFOs, management accountants, controllers, financial analysts. And it's a new qualification for the European market. So there is a huge opportunity for growth, and the CMA can really differentiate you from the other finance professionals. So why to choose the global training? We at Global Training provide courses for both parts 2 times per year. We conduct the lectures in block courses, live online through our WebEx platform, and in class for the Athens-based students. We use the official CMA material, which is approved by the Institute, the Willy material, And each student has access in a Moodle account where he can find all the study material and the recorded lectures. This is very important. We record all lectures so the students have the opportunity to watch them again as many times as they want. Our lecture team consists of high-skilled professionals with many years of lecturing experience who all possess professional qualifications. This is very important. I am an ACCA member, so all lecturers, we know this procedure not only as lecturers, not theoretically only, but we have experienced this as students too. So we will always be there to support you, guide you through all this demanding and challenging process. It's up to you to make the decision. That's it for me. Thank you very much. And I have you now to my colleague Aliki Ioannou, who is going to present the ADIT qualification. Aliki.
Thank you, Chrysante, for the clear and to-the-point presentation regarding the CMA qualification. Hello, everyone. My name is Aliki Ioannou. Firstly, I would like to thank you for joining our webinar and thank you for still lending us your attention. So welcome to the presentation of the ADIT qualification. To me, the ADIT qualification is the creme de la creme of professional qualifications. Why is that? In simple words, it focuses on one area that every sector and every business activity needs, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is taxation. No matter what position you are within the firm, no matter the activities you handle, you always need to know about tax, on a professional level as well as a personal one. Therefore, there's no better starting point than the ADIT qualification. It covers both regional and international taxation, thus covering all your bases. The exam structure. The exam structure of the ADIT qualification is 3 examinations. All 3 examinations are 3 hours and 15 minutes. They're examinable twice a year, and that is June and December. It should be noted that one can obtain the ADIT qualification within 6 months, or since there's 3 examinations, they can split it and take 1 year and 6 months. The modules. In slide 2, I mentioned that the ADIT qualification consists of 3 examinations. What are these qualifications? This examination, sorry. Principles of International Taxation. This module is the sole module that is compulsory to all. Then we progress to the jurisdiction module. Candidates must select the tax jurisdiction of their preference. We offer the Cyprus option. And lastly, the thematic module. Candidates must select a subject. We offer transfer pricing and EU VAT option. It should be noted and emphasized it's purely based on the candidate's preferences on the modules they select. Candidates select the module that they want based on their occupational and personal development needs. Statistics. As per the ADIT website, since the first ADIT exams took place in 2004, the number of international tax professionals during ADIT, pursuing the ADIT, has continued to grow. Today, the ADIT network includes students, graduates, and international tax affiliates from more than 1,500 employers in over 120 different countries and territories around the world. It is therefore very clear, as we mentioned earlier, the ADIT qualification is accessible to all markets across all geographies and industries. So why choose ADIT? To put it simply, ADIT is a portable qualification. It's theoretical, yet it teaches practical information that will enhance your tax knowledge. In closing, I would like to thank you for taking your time to be here today and for your kind attention. I pass the lead to Director Cia Stavros. Thank you.
And Aliki, thank you very much for a fantastic presentation and generally fantastic presentations by all my colleagues. Good afternoon all, and a big thank you for joining our webinar. Who am I? I am a seasoned 25-year professional. I'm a director of global training, and I'm going to tell you a little secret. I have never, ever regretted my choice of following a professional qualification. Now, we're going to be seeing in a second the reasons why we do a professional qualification. Many of these points have already been mentioned by my colleagues, but I want to give it a slightly different angle. Now, the first two you can see there, top left-hand side, it talks about the professional status, and it talks about the instant credibility and respect. You will notice when you qualify, whether you're an ACCA or an ACA or a CFA or a CMA, it doesn't really matter. Your clients, prospective customers, they listen to your advice, and you will notice this. Not only will you demand the respect, you will get the respect that you deserve. Now, moving to the third box there, expanding your skill sets. I'm going to mention a few more little secrets. The second secret is that all future employers pay for the skills you offer. And the skills you offer will come from training following a professional qualification. Obviously, many of you have either graduated from university, maybe are looking for jobs. We currently have tremendous uncertainty in the environment. And following a professional qualification will give you a structure. It will give you certainty. You will know that you will qualify in 2 or 3 years' time. You will know your promotions, and you will know the pay ranges that you will receive as you progress. Moving to the right-hand side, route to leadership. And I think this is the most important thing. You may think that a lot of these qualifications relate to accounting. You are wrong. If you take, for example, the ACA or the ACCA, where there are 14 or 15 subjects, maybe only 3 of those papers relate to financial accounting. The majority will give you the skills to be managers and to be future leaders. And that's what we pay for. Global qualification. Look at me. I worked in the UK. I was an ACA, no problems at all. I then flew to Greece, spent some time there. Again, no problems at all. They accepted, and my qualification opened the doors. I came to Cyprus. Again, a similar story. Understand, it's a global qualification. Moving up to the next two, work experience and commitment. A lot of the qualifications require you to work. Now, working means that you're tried and tested, and future employers want that. Your professional qualification will give you that tried and tested and the commitment that they want to see. And I want to give you another little secret, secret number 3, which is networking. You know, being a qualified professional means you're mixing with like-minded professionals. The doors that will open in the future will be because of your networking. And this, my friends, is the real world. The real world is all about the networking. And then finally, the last 2 boxes. I've been a chartered accountant, an ACA, for the last 25, 30 years maybe. And throughout all of that period, I've had a professional association and institute guiding me, advising me, and continuing to develop the profession. I think these are the key points which I want to mention here. But I also want to go to the other key area, which is how we follow a professional qualification. Now, again, many of these points have been highlighted by my colleagues. I've been involved in the delivery of professional qualifications for, like I said, for about 25, 30 years. And the last 15 of those 20 years have been the traditional approach. Going to a class, it's face-to-face, and it's an exam on paper, but things have moved on. The last 3 months, we have been having in Limassol, on average, 300 students. We have been delivering the course online. We have completely moved the last 3 months from having face-to-face to what we call live online, 300 students a night. At the same time, we have another 200 students who prefer to follow the lecture in their own time. We offer online recorded. And then finally, as we move on this year, many of our clients have said to us they prefer what we call hybrid, some face-to-face, some live online, some online recorded. The choice is always yours. And we as Global Training can give you this choice. Moving now to, shall we say, the success stories. Many of these people we're going to talk about very quickly and very briefly are students. None of them, or should I say, not all of them were the very best top students, but they all had skills which have led them to be successful. Let's take Natasha. Natasha Belidis, she was a brilliant student from the beginning. We all knew she would go far. She qualified as an ACA. Today, she's a Deputy Minister of Shipping, and we are proud of her. We have Andonis. I remember Andonis, very quiet. He had a very specific skill. He liked details. Andonis qualified as an ACCA. He then moved on and qualified as a CIA. Today, he's a director partner of KPMG. Moving on, we have Froso, one of our students back in the early 2000s. Tremendous personality, very loud, never the top quartile student. She qualified as an ACA. Today, she's the first female partner of Grant Thornton. We come to Kyriagos, again, one of our students who followed the ACA. He always had a very detailed eye for analytics. He would analyze things. Qualified as an ACA, qualified as a CFA. Today, he's the director of Deloitte. And then a couple of more. We come to Stefanos. Stefanos was one of my students. He claims I inspired him for taxation. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Here we go. He qualified as an ACA. He qualified at ADIT, first attempt. He now heads a tax department. We have Dimitri. Again, in the early 2000s, we saw him as a leader, the co-founder of Consoco. Brilliant. Moving on. One of our strong students in Greece back in 2001, he qualified as an ACCA. Today, he is the CEO of Deloitte in Greece. And then finally, my favorite. My favorite is Adela, one of my students in Romania. One of those students who was not the best in the class, not the worst, but again, she had this tremendous personality. And that's what you want in life. Adela today is running my Romanian operations. All of these are success stories, and we are proud of all of them. Now, finally, whether we are in Greece, whether we are in Cyprus, or whether we are in Romania, we are proud that Global Training are the leaders in all the markets we operate in. I want to thank you all for joining this webinar. But what I really want to impress upon all of you, is that I would prefer you contact us so we can give you a more personalized, customized advice as to which route you should follow. Okay? Now, I think what most people enjoy at the end are the questions and answers. Now, I've got a private chat line here. I'm just having a look at the questions. We're being joined by all the panelists. Now, let me have a look. Yes, we have the first question from Yannis in Larnaca. And Yannis is asking me, I can barely read what he's saying. Just give me a second. Right. Mr. Yannis from Larnaca is asking me, some of you are ACA, some of you are ACCA, What is the difference? And more importantly, is there a difference in the salary range? So straight away, we're in there with the salary range. I'm going to ask, I think, Antonia, just to give me her comments about the ACCA. Antonia, your valued comments?
Yeah, regarding the ACCA qualification and the salaries, what usually students can expect to get in the future. It all depends on many things, Odiseamo. The basic advantage of the ACCA qualification, it's all about the flexibility. Actually, I did ACCA because of the flexibility. We are talking about a very flexible qualification, and it can be the one that can support a specific way, a specific group of people. All right. So, for example, at the time I was lecturing and I was doing at the same time the ACCA qualification. I could only do it because it offered me the flexibility to do so. It doesn't mean that the ACA qualification is not good enough or it's worth or anything. It's just that ACCA is all about flexibility on the sales move, and ACA is all about having a more structured path, let's say a more intensive road to achieving the same objective. Okay?
Thank you. Stephanie, give me your valued comments as well. I believe I think you did the ACA, if I'm right.
Yes, I will agree with Antonia. It's the flexibility for the ACCAs and the more structured path for the ACAs. For me, it wasn't a problem that I would have to follow a more intense program and be focused only on my studies and come to college and go through my modules and for another period of time only at work. So I didn't mind that. I think it comes down to the personality of each one of us. So if it fits your needs, then you can select one or the other qualification. Additionally, in respect of the salary range, I would like to point that it depends on your employer, on your performance, or how well you do with the exams, and that could actually differentiate from to from.
Thank you, Stephanie. Now, I've got another question here from, well, would you believe it, from Mr. James Bond. Obviously, he wants to remain anonymous. And Mr. James Bond is asking the question, I have noticed that most of you have ACCA, ACA before doing the CMA, CFA, or ADIT. Is that a prerequisite? I'm going to ask, and there's a second part to this question from Mr. Bond. Mr. Bond is asking the question, some of my friends in the UK are thinking of doing the ACCA full-time. Right. Let me start first of all with the first bit. Can I ask could I ask Aligi first of all, and then Vasily, and then Stefanos, whether you have to do the ACCA or the ACA before doing CMA, CFA, or ADIT? Aligi, shoot.
There are no prerequisites to start the Aca qualification. You can start off immediately.
Okay, let's keep it short because I can see time is running out. Thank you for that answer. Then you go to Mr. Vasilis. In Greece, should I add?
Actually, I think that CIA is quite independent from all these professional certifications for the financial sector. So it targets some other categories of professionals, like internal auditors, risk professionals, compliance professionals, corporate governance. Of course, there is a connection between ACCA and CIA. So an ACCA holder can then, every 3 or 4 years, can sit on exams and be also a CIA. But this, it's not regular. It's approximately every 3 or 4 years. But I wouldn't say that you need to be ACCA or ACA before moving to CIA. It's totally independent.
Thank you. And Mr. Chrysanthou, what say you? What say you about CMA? Do I need to have is it a prerequisite to have ACCA or ACA?
No, the same applies for CMA as for CIA. You can hold a bachelor in order to start the CMA exams or a relevant professional qualification. So with a bachelor, you can get registered with the CMA. You don't need the qualification.
Excellent. I'm going to go to Odysseus regarding this question from Mr. Bond, whether we offer in Cyprus, for example, a full-time ACCA, or do you recommend the other approach?
Well, there is flexibility in the way you want to study. You can do full-time or part-time, meaning that you can be on a full-time employment. Much depends on the student primarily, but the idea of somebody pursuing professional qualification is to also complete certain years of experience before they actually get their qualification. Because it's one thing to pass the exams and another thing to get the designatory letters next to your name, meaning to become an ACCA or even an ACA. So I would strongly recommend the students who don't have an employment at the moment to start their qualification, even though they are not now on a full-time employment. This is the name behind the flexibility, actually. So they can start their studies without having a full-time job, but having passed certain exams, that will definitely help them at the later stage to get a job. And usually employers will also sponsor their studies when they get a job. So I would strongly recommend students who want to do the ACCA or even the ACA or the CFA or any other professional qualification to actually start their studies now in July or in September, because we start new courses for the ACCA and the ACA in July, and in September for the CFA as well. So I would recommend that they contact us. They talk to one of our advisors to guide them through their studies and through their careers. I also want to emphasize here that we always help our students who study with us full-time and they don't have a job to get a job, because employers usually contact us directly and they ask for our graduates or for our students who don't have a job to apply for a job with them. So this is my advice to students. Please take this opportunity and don't really waste any time.
No. Odysseus, with your contacts in the profession, I have a young lady called Maria Marco. Sorry for mentioning the surname, I apologize. And she's asked, well, let me just read you the first paragraph. First, thank you for a brilliant and informative presentation. No problems. Now, her question is this. In this time of C-19, COVID, and economic crisis, are companies still interested in offering internships and sponsorships in Cyprus and in Greece and in Romania? Let me give it to our CEO who has the connections. Are we offering any internships or sponsorships?
Well, they definitely do. They have postponed, some of the companies have postponed their internship, or they have made the decision to start at the later stage their internship schemes. Some of the companies, they deliver some of the training that they do during the internship online, but the idea is that none of the companies have cancelled either their internships or their recruitments for this year. The same applies to companies even abroad. And from our experience from the various employers from all over the world, is that they definitely want to offer students the opportunity to pursue their studies with them. They will continue to sponsor them. There might be some delay. For example, we know that in the UK there are certain companies that have delayed the recruitment date till January 2021. So I would recommend students to start their studies for the professional qualification they want to qualify with from now, and they will be eligible for employment, or they will be able to join their job at a later stage.
Thank you, Odysseus, for that information. We have another question from Maria, and Maria is asking me, and this question is addressed to Stephanie. Stephanie, so the question is this: why is the CFA suddenly so popular as a qualification? Stephanie, why do you think?
Well, I think after the financial crisis, really, the whole profession has changed, and the industry requires that there should be more specialization. So there is the need of more qualified CFAs who will provide more professional information or their knowledge and practice.
Thank you very much. Now I've got a young lady here, a lovely name, Sophia Robinson. Beautiful name, Sophia. And Sophia is asking us, should I do a master or should I do a professional qualification? I'm going to address this reluctantly again, but to Mr. Odysseus, our CEO. What say you?
Okay, this is a popular question. We get this question very often from students and parents, I would say. There is no good and bad answer here. Many students, after they finish their first degree, they go for a second academic degree, which is a master's degree, and then they follow a professional qualification. My advice is that for those students who want to pursue a career in the financial sector, and they actually have made their mind that this is the future career they want to pursue, it is not really necessary to do a master's degree. They can choose the qualification of their preference and follow that, and this will give them the opportunity to study and at the same time practice their profession, which will be the real benefit that they will get during their studies, and therefore start developing their career by developing their contacts in the financial sector, by understanding better the long-term prospects of their career, and whenever they decide at a later stage to do any other studies, this is definitely something which is up to them. So we have been advising for many years students that the professional qualification is the one that is giving them this extra benefit of practicing what they actually study at the college, at the university. So my advice is for students to definitely choose the professional qualification route, and they will never regret it.
And I have one more question from another young lady. Again from Sophia. Oh dear. I have zero accounting background. Will I struggle? Will I be less employable? I'm going to ask Antonia for her valued advice again. So here is a young lady back in Cyprus, no accounting background, probably doing biology, whatever. She thinks she's going to struggle. Will she be less employable?
Odysseus, you know better. It's something that we are constantly discussing since I'm lecturing accounting papers. I'm always excited when I have people in front of me with no background. no accounting background. Why? Because I know where they stand. I know that I'm going to build the knowledge, and as such, I will know what I have to do in order to have the right knowledge for them to progress during the qualification. So for me, starting from me as a lecturer, I would prefer somebody with no background in order for me to build the knowledge that I want him or her to have. That's the first part. The second part, the employers themselves, you know it better than I do. They might prefer people with no such background because they have seen with the results starting from the ACCA qualification to the Aca Qualification, people from irrelevant background tend to get better results or even become winners, worldwide winners. All right, because maybe they are afraid, they are out of their waters or anything, so they feel more dedicated and they follow the instructions as they should.
Okay, now I've got one more question here. Can I just check with my administrator? Do I have much more time? I think for one or two more questions. Yes, I do. So this is an interesting question. Is it possible so this person is saying, can she sit exams in Cyprus and then transfer the passes when she goes back to the UK? I'm going to ask Odysseus, what say you? So we have a student who sits the exams in Cyprus, stays for 1 year in Cyprus, and then decides to go back to England or back to Greece.
Yes, basically students are free to do whatever they like. This is the beauty of this qualification, and that applies to all of the qualifications that we offer. The exams are international. The students are free to study from anywhere in the world. This is also something that we offer to students now via our online courses, and they can also sit the exams anywhere in the world where there is an examination center. Definitely in the UK, there is an examination center for all of the qualifications that we offer. So students can start their studies here in Cyprus, especially during this time that we have this problem with COVID. And a lot of people is reluctant to go back to the UK, and they want to continue their studies from their home countries. We offer to our students this flexibility, and if things get better in the future, they are definitely flexible and free to do whatever they like. I take this opportunity to say something else, Odysseus, which is really important. I want to say that this is the first time that we deliver our annual information session about our professional qualifications online. And given that in the past we used to offer various information sessions in the countries where we operate, we had been delivering this kind of information sessions in the classroom. Now with the outbreak of COVID-19, we were lucky, I would say, that we have developed our online platform back in 2011, and we had a very innovative way of delivering courses since then to students. We managed to deliver not only our classroom courses online as from the outbreak of COVID, but also we have introduced a series of innovative information sessions that, like the one we are doing today, that we use to advise students, to guide students, and I would suggest that the students who would like to have a more face-to-face and more personal, not face-to-face, a more personal advice on how to study and what they want to do, they can still contact us, and we can still have an online session like the one we're having now. It's like a face-to-face session. This is what I wanted to say earlier. And get the advice they want from the advisors of global training in all of the countries where we operate. So this is a very important advantage for students, and please do contact us. Do not hesitate to get in touch with us and discuss anything you would like to discuss.
Okay, I'm going to ask now the last question, and I will ask each of you individually, but genuinely I would like a very short answer, maybe 1 or 2 sentences. What is your final advice to students thinking about a professional qualification? I will start with Antonia. Keep it short, young lady.
I will try, okay? The only thing that I have to say, Odysseasmo, is that anyone that wants to differ out there in the workplace, they should try and follow a professional qualification. I think, like I said, because being in charge of the ACCA qualification, by gaining the qualification, opened to me a lot of doors that I can take advantage of as an employee. It's the key to success. It's the key to highly paid and rewardable jobs for anyone out there. So
keep it short. Time is up. Up to there. Let me go to Stephanie, talk to me. Your final piece of advice to the students.
I think it comes to the personality of each one of us, and the students should think where they would like to be specialized. Just choose the area that you prefer the most, and that will be more easy for you to focus during your studies, and you will achieve to get the qualification you want.
Thank you, Stephanie. And then we come to Vasilis. Where are you, my friend from Greece?
Will answer like this. I was responsible for many years for the human resources and for training for a large audit and consulting firm in Greece. So I was always preferring people with a professional certification, definitely. And from this point of view, I think that you understand what are my preferences.
Thank you very much, Vasilis. And we come to Chrysanthou. Where are you? There you are, my friend.
I'm here, Odysseus. So I would say that starting a qualification is a very serious decision. It needs a commitment and hard work. But if your dreams are big and you're ambitious and limited, then I advise you to give it a try, because after that, the limit is the sky.
Thank you, Chrysanthou. And we come to Aligi. Aligi, where are you, young lady?
I would say that the finance sector requires that you have value constantly. A qualification that completes your academic qualification that you already have.
Thank you, Aligi. Beautiful. In conclusion, I want to thank all my colleagues. When I started my little presentation, I used the expression, I had no regrets. And I think none of my colleagues, none of them had any regrets. I'm going to ask Odysseus, who opened the webinar, to close it. The floor is yours, Odysseus. Finish the webinar.
Well, Odysseus, I want to also answer this question that you have asked all of my colleagues. The answer is very simple. To me, this is one way. At the end of the day, at some point in time, we will all have to get a job after we finish their studies. So why not to combine our studies with work and enjoy the benefit of actually practicing what we studied? And I will take this opportunity to say one more thing that we have actually introduced as from this year at the University of Nicosia in collaboration with CAS Business School, and Global Training was a pioneer in promoting this idea. We have introduced a degree in collaboration with Deloitte so that students during the period of their studies for a bachelor's degree in accounting and finance, they can also spend almost a year with Deloitte in the Middle East and Cyprus to do their internship and gain work experience while they're studying. So this shows the future direction for employment and why employers today, they prefer people with professional qualifications. I definitely believe that this is going to be a definite advantage for students in their career. So I want to conclude by thanking everybody for attending this presentation. We were committed and we are all committed during the whole period of our career to deliver excellence, to deliver quality, and to guide students throughout the period of their studies in order to fulfill their dreams and their career endeavors. I strongly advise you to follow this route, contact us for more details, feel free to come and get advice from our experts, and you will have the opportunity in the future to follow the specialization of your preference, because these qualifications are designed to give you the best possible knowledge for a career in the business world. Thank you very much all. Thank you, my colleagues, for this excellent presentation. Thank you, Mr. Stavros, for the excellent Q&A session. And I hope we managed to answer everybody's questions and we managed to give you the information you need. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.